kind of nuclear technology, and that's nuclear fusion.
Fusion is the power source of the sun. In the core of our sun, the temperatures are so high, atoms are moving so fast that they slam into each other, creating new elements and liberating energy.
The opposite of fission, fusion energy is produced when two atomic nuclei fuse together to form a single heavier nucleus. The result is a huge liberation of energy. A fusion-powered spacecraft was proposed in a 1970s study called Project Daedalus. Its mission called for a trip to Barnard's star, some 5.9 light-years distant. Instead of nuclear bombs, the fusion-powered craft creates the propulsion on board in a reaction chamber.
The fuel pellets for the Daedalus-class starship consisted of pellets composed of the deuterium helium-3 mix. These would have been ignited by what we call relativistic electron bits. These are extremely high-energy electrons that would have hit the deuterium helium-3 pellets, caused them to fuse, and a huge amount of energy would be released. The Daedalus design called for 250 of these pellets to be released every second for over 2 years. The spacecraft would have weighed 55,000 tons, most of which would have been fuel.
The weight penalty for such a spacecraft would be high, but an advanced civilization could eliminate the problem by mining the hydrogen fuel during its interstellar journey. Deuterium, or heavy hydrogen, exists in abundance on Earth, notably in seawater. But helium-3 is a much rarer isotope. In our solar system, it can be found on the Moon, and in vast quantities on Jupiter and Saturn. Scientists have proposed using huge hydrogen scoops
Or fusion can do. Because we know antimatter exists, and we know antimatter can be created and stored, it is conceivable that an advanced civilization could create and harness the power of antimatter in sufficient quantities to create an antimatter rocket.
An antimatter ship could achieve unbelievable velocities, cruising just below light speed, nearly matching the speed of a starbeam streaking across the galaxy. Travel time from Earth to Alpha Centauri, 4.5 light-years distant, about 5 years. In human terms, the cost of creating enough antimatter particles to power such a starship would be astronomical. It might be affordable in alien currency, but an antimatter spacecraft like this comes at a high price. The gamma rays from antimatter propulsion are so dangerous, they could destroy the cell structure of any living beings aboard ship, but achieve light speed without even moving.
In effect, one would create what is called a warp bubble. The name taken straight out of science fiction, and that would involve compressing a region of space-time in front of a spacecraft.
The simplest explanation that's been proposed for the phenomenon of dark energy is that there's an intrinsic property of space itself that makes it want to expand. You can actually see it by looking at receding parts of the universe and seeing that there's this extra acceleration component. But it isn't a stored energy source like solar energy or other kinds of energy.
And so it's not inconceivable, it's not beyond the realms of possibility that some advanced civilization existing somewhere in the universe has learned how to harness dark energy to create an exotic form of propulsion.
But there's another obstacle to a workable warp drive. The only known way to pull a spacecraft forward within a warp requires harnessing the intense energy of a black